Hello, gorgeous folks. Today we're going to talking about the upcoming waning moon energy as well as the astrological transits for September 10th through the 17th. We're going to help you how to use this energy to declutter, refine, and also realign your strategy and have it be from a space of soul-led focus. Um, so the waning moon phase, this is about decluttering, release, and refinement. The key astrology we're going to go over is going to help us work through some communication shifts, identity insights, as well as grounded action. And then hopefully by the end of the video, you'll have clarity, confidence, and cleaner systems in your business. First of all, I want to say I hope that the recent eclipse went well for you. I'm recording this ahead of time, but hopefully you got to rest and relax, have a good time. So I want to go over the fact that from September 10th to about the 12th, the moon is going to be in the waning gibbous phase. So this is after the full moon, and it's a chance to debrief, and reflect after the recent expansion that you've experienced as a result of the eclipse, that full moon eclipse. So this is great for team reviews, content audits, as well as coaching call recaps. One prompt that you could use is what's working in my business and what's weighing me down. And I'll put that in the comment below. And then from September 13th through about the 19th, or excuse me, September 13th through the 15th, the moon will be in the last quarter phase. So this is when you use that energy to pivot, adjust, and consciously edit. So this is great energy to use for cleaning up your workflows, updating offers, as well as practicing saying no. And then from the 16th through the 17th, the moon is going to be in that waning crescent phase. So this is a chance for deep reset, subconscious realignment, and spiritual clarity. This is the opportunity to go within and have some quiet strategy sessions internally, journaling, as well as energetic clearing. A good time for shadow work as well. And now the astrology for the upcoming week. We have that September 10th, Sun opposed the North Node. I spoke about that briefly last week. Again, ego versus the soul path. The Sun, our identity, how we see ourselves, and the North Node, our soul's calling, our true north. So if there's a conflict, you may feel friction between the old you and the new you that is emerging. And so if that happens, relax, don't panic. This is your higher self creating some tension to help you grow, to show you where you need to move in the next direction. So just listen, observe what's coming up to the surface, and if possible, take action, even if it's simply one small step. You might also get confirmation that you're on the right path, and maybe a new opportunity will come to the surface that confirms for you that you are on the right path. So hopefully that happens for you as well. September 11th, we have the Mercury opposing the North Node. So like I said, there's a lot happening in September around the North Node, which is why I feel like September is really all about really listening to our soul's calling, especially since it's happening during eclipse season. So this could basically be a communication check-in, because Mercury is all about how we communicate, how we think, how we digest information. So you may also have some productivity insights around this time. You could also use this Mercury North Node opposition to revisit some messaging, revisit your branding even. Is it reflecting who you really want to be, how you want to show up in the world? Is the messaging really communicating clearly what you offer to your clients, to your audience? September 12th, we have both Sun and Mercury sextiling Jupiter. Jupiter, of course, is about bounty, expansion, sometimes even good luck. So the Sun, how we see ourselves, Mercury, how we communicate, how we think, both of them are coming together on that day in supportive sextiles. So this could be an opportunity to have a clearer expression, clearer communication. This could be a great day to share some ideas, do some pitch collaborations, even batch record some content if you'd like. Basically, Jupiter supports visibility, especially when you are using your authentic voice, showing up for who you truly are. Maybe you even want to revise maybe some of your email sequences, perhaps. That could be a good use of this energy as well. And then September 13th, we have Mercury conjunct the Sun. So this could lead to a moment of clarity or truth. You might have a communication breakthrough. You might get a call, an email, or a text that sets off a new opportunity. Whenever Mercury is conjunct with the sun or cazimi, this can often happen. So this could actually be a really good day to plan some meetings or calls or strategy sessions with people even. You could also even look at writing your sales page, doing some strategic planning, or restructuring your offer because your mind is going to be sharper and focused with that energy. September 15th, we have Venus sextiling Mars. Venus, our love, our values, our relationship to money, in a supportive sextile with Mars. Mars representing our bravery, our courage, how we initiate. So this could be the heart and action coming together in sync. This could be a great day to collaborate. May also want to look at clarifying some tasks with contractors or other vendors. Um, you may have the urge to move really boldly on some creative ideas or partnerships. I'm also not sure what's happening in the world and the collective at this time. Like I said, I am recording this ahead of time. So there may be some interesting news that breaks around that time as a result of these sextiles. Who knows? Hopefully it'll be interesting. And hopefully it'll be good and positive and productive for you as well. I might, as I'm thinking about it, I might use that time to work on some of the changes I want to implement for how I do my newsletter and my Substack as well. On September 17th, we have Mercury opposing Saturn. I have a separate video on that. That was up earlier this week, so check that out. When Mercury opposes Saturn, the timekeeper, the taskmaster, the boundary keeper, this could lead to a potential reality check. You may need to have some refinement around your messaging. If anything challenging happens, try not to spiral. Saturn, it tends to bring structure, not shame. I think Saturn, when it's in its highest expression, can be the healthy, grounded, paternal father. It's about creating a structure so that we can bring our ideas into form, so that we can manifest the vision, which can sometimes be nebulous. Saturn gives us the container to allow that to unfold. One good use of this energy potentially, maybe you want to look at editing your standard operating practices. Could be a good day to maybe clarify some expectations with people you work with. Or you could just simply slow down and review your content and just to sharpen your impact. It's also a good use of this energy, the Mercury opposing Saturn, to look at how you're maintaining your boundaries, or if there are boundaries that need to be reevaluated or strengthened in some way. And then I was going to go over again the moon phase and looking at ways of using some of that energy. So again, September 10th, waning gibbous, audit content. You may want to review maybe some of your client experiences, clarify what's outdated. September 13th through the 15th, last quarter, you could edit your offers, your content, clean up your calendar, and just release any energetic clutter, anything that's draining you energetically. And then the 16th through the 17th, waning crescent. So this is a good time to look at visioning, imagining, as well as rest, receiving intuitive downloads, and just preparing yourself to align for the next cycle. A potential mantra you might want to use around this time or for this week: I allow myself to streamline with soul. I refine with purpose. I lead with clarity. And I'll also give you some reflection prompts. I'll put these in the comments below as well. Where am I overcomplicating what's ready to simplify? What systems or strategies no longer feel aligned with my next chapter? And where does clarity want me to lead now? So that's basically it. Just wanted to check in real quick. Again, hopefully the eclipse went well for you. You got some rest. We are moving towards the next eclipse. I will have a separate video on that next week, the Virgo partial solar eclipse. And again, we're in a transition period. I'm not sure what's happening at this point in the month. Like I said, I recorded this ahead of time. Hopefully you were taking care of yourself. I know we're moving through some really challenging times. But we are being prepared. We're not being tested. We're being trained to be newer, better versions of ourselves so that we can really bring the new earth here, new heaven on earth, so to speak. And it may take a few years for it to unfold, but if we all do our part each day, step by step, I do believe it will come into manifestation. And so I'm holding that vision, and I'm hoping that all is well with you. Wishing you much love, peace, and joy. Easefully yours, Darice.